we'll tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about it.
Okay, this is clipped a bit weirdly. So Miss Nerdy Curvy is a chatter in his chat who's there quite frequently. And she pops in and he says, oh, where have you been? And it gets cut out here to fit the video limits or whatever. But she says, oh, really bad, my mom died. Or something like that. Like, I've been gone because my mom is dead. And then we get lay epic wholesome response.
Oh my God, we'll tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about it in my chat. Because it's Friday. And that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my fucking chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you?
I actually love this guy because I feel like he's a perfect representation of that, like, toxic, wholesome positivity vibe where people are, like, miserable human beings, but they cloak all of it behind, like, folksy aphorisms and, like, fake positivity and shit like that. Like, juxtaposing the phrase bucket of bummer with shut the f up, don't tell me your mom died is so on the nose that it does feel like a parody. Like, it feels like an Adult Swim cartoon where there's a character who's supposed to be, like, an obviously neurotic and mentally unwell self-help counselor. You know what I mean? Like, that's the archetype. And then, like, at the inevitably they have, like, the breakdown or whatever, and it's like, you know, well, this is it's like Ned Flanders getting mad, except Ned Flanders is supposed to be a nice guy, at least in the earlier seasons. You know what I mean? Now, don't you ding dang don't dare tell me about your stupid dead mother, you son of a bitch. You know, it's just like, it's like a BoJack character. It is like a BoJack character. Slight middle McElroy brother vibes. Oh, you mean Travis, right? The one with the painted nails? Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. That bit that Travis did where he was doing the Amogus and people got mad at him because he was being super oh wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I was kidding if I'm in a bad mood, I want to watch other people being worse than me. This incredible bit here. Travis McElroy is one of the three brothers who does the My Brother and Me podcast, and he was playing Among Us a year and a half ago for a Twitch, just some people playing Among Us on Twitch, just chilling, just playing together.
Yeah, it's cheesy.
Oh my God.
And people kept killing him because he was being really annoying the entire time. Like, he would tell other people to shut up so he could continue doing a bit. Like, imagine the worst version of me where I'm in a group call where I'm being very loud, but rather than, like, being self-aware about that, instead I get annoyed with other people for being annoyed with me for talking over them. Anyway.
Trev murdered.
Also being less funny than me. I will point that out. I do like my Bim Bam, or at least I used to when I watched it, but yeah.
Someone right in front of me, Chills.
This is really gonna make me decide.
I don't even know how this even happened.
So
It's not really fun for me if I...
What's your favorite type of game?
Yeah, they kept killing him and, like, voting him out when they knew he wasn't the imposter.
It's not really fun for me if I'm being honest, this style of play, where, like, it just seems chaotic for the purpose of it. So, like, we know it's cheesy, and I have an audience who's watching because they want to see us play the game. So if we're not going to play it right, then I don't know, it's just not as fun.
No, it's, yeah.
It's the way he's talking, too. He's doing the, like, Tumblr... He's doing, like, the Tumblr overacting. Do you guys remember that TikTok trend where people would, like, record themselves dubbing over, like, an animated movie bit? And they would do it like, here's me acting like a theater performer. Here's me acting like a Hollywood actor. And here's me acting like a cartoon character. And they would act like an over-exaggerated, very impressive performances sometimes, you know, with how people acted there. But anyway, I feel like he's leaning into that.
At this point, we all know. We all know what's happening.
Cheesy, you gonna vote yourself,
yeah.
Cheesy?
Yeah, I'm gonna vote myself. Yeah. It's a good man right there.
Do the speech.
Oh, they're voting for yourself.
Can't believe it's still
Oh my god. I guess you can't win, or you gotta... Yeah, you can't win.
Playing to frustrate each other is not a fun way to play. because we're all on the same team, and that team is to have fun together and to make it entertaining for our audiences.
Yeah,
and
totally,
have fun
man.
together.
Absolutely.
And so when people make plays just to frustrate each other and just to
yeah.
troll each other, there's enough of that in the world today, of people trolling each other to be mean and to be hurtful. And if we're going to play in this space together, we need to do it because we want each other to have fun and not because we're trying to frustrate each other, because there's enough frustrating things in the world right now, and there's enough we can't control. And one of the things we can control is that everyone's here to have fun and not waste each other's time. And so when we make decisions that are meant to troll each other, that's something that bad people do.
Well, I feel you, man. A
Oh.
lot of people in this lobby are like close personal friends, and
I understand that. I
Yeah,
understand that completely.
it's a bit of
But-
banter that might not translate as well if you're not as
Banter is-
tight with that group.
Banter is one thing, and I completely understand that.
Totally.
But making votes where you're completely disregarding something someone else has said just to frustrate them is not okay.
No, I hear you, man. I totally get you.
All right.
I'll say
And
that
I'm
there are-
establishing my own boundaries because I love playing with you guys and I want to play with you guys more. But I want you to understand that when something I have said is just completely disregarded and someone does
It's not included in this video, but the broader context is that he was being incredibly annoying the entire stream up until this point, and they like nobody had an issue with him until he started acting that way. So Vaush, please never do this. I don't think I'm at risk of behaving this way. The thing that skeeves me out the most is him co-opting woke language to manipulate people to get. Yep, a lot of people do that. Anyway, that's what this reminds me of a little bit. Just the bucket of bummer thing, where people have this, like, I don't know, this, like, Tumblr-esque, like, summer camp counselor, like, I don't know, vocabulary while they're being a giant piece of shit.
You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Kirby. When
The person whose mom just died, remember.
something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through.
Just those two, okay? No other iterations. Yeah, and the enforced positivity thing, it's like the Stepford Wives smile, right? Like, just smile through it all.
Awesome. Love to hear it. See, there you go. Or Prom's response. Yeah, I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette.
I think it's perfectly okay to not talk about a recently heavy news such as a close relative dying. I mean, they were asked where they've been, you know? Listen, people like to overuse the term trauma dump. I want to be clear. You motherfuckers trauma dump to me all the time. Not a day goes by where I don't get an email or a DM from somebody telling me that a loved one has died who liked my content, or I see someone in chat talking about some shit. For me, like, so part of this is like an inevitable consequence of being a public figure who reads his own DMs and emails. But you know, and it should be noted, of course, that my frustration here has nothing to do with the fact that I have like immeasurable sympathy for anyone going through that. I can't even imagine. And sometimes when people message me shit like that, like, I don't know, I don't know, there's something like very human about it that I don't think it makes you a bad person. The clear distinction to me is like imposing, especially during a live stream environment. Like TTS is like the big kicker for that. If you're in the chat, I think XQC did a bit about this once where he was like, oh, I got a Minecraft world record. And then you look at chat and somebody's like, my dog died, my mom died, my dad died, my cat died, my house is on fire, I can't meet my mortgage, my pets ran away, and you've like no. Yeah, hold on, wait, let me, that has to be a clip, right? Because I've heard that repeated. What was it? XQC, my mom died? Is that? Oh yeah, here we go.
You know, like world record Minecraft,
Yeah.
16 minutes 40 seconds. Bong! Hey man, dog died, fish died, cat died, mom died, train derailed, plane crashed, building eviction. Okay, dude, man, dude.
Yeah, yes, perfect. Thank you. Flawless, delivered better than I ever could. Fish died. Yeah. It's such a way with words, yeah. I don't like him, but that was fun. Dude, XQC is really funny. Everyone has to. We all have to own up to that. Train derailed. Yeah, anyway, like, the issue here is that, like, streaming is unique in that this is the only... next to, like, theater or live events, this is the only medium where the viewer can derail the live experience, right? Now, in a theater or any kind of live show or performance, it's very well understood. The audience can't do anything. If you're an audience member and you get up on stage during a concert or a play, like, gigantic dudes in black suits will tackle you. Reasonably so. That you're supposed to stay in the audience, not... Don't go up on stage, you know? Yeah, you can boo. That's your limit. You can boo. And booing, that's like a sacred pact between the performer and the audience, you know? That's like a together thing, you know? But booing is useful in that it conveys, like, exactly one thing, right? It conveys boo. Whereas in a live stream chat, somebody can just enter the live stream chat and think, I'm going to derail this live show with 12,000 people watching, and just start typing shit. Literally, it just takes 2 sentences. Vaush, I don't know what to do. I have no one else to talk to. Things are falling apart for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. And instantly, you have taken the stream and you've wrangled it and you have launched it into high orbit. It's a whole other, yeah. Now I may have been having a good time. I could have been having fun. I might have been having a pleasant day. All of that's done now. Now I have to navigate this like minefield. But to me, the main thing there, it's like there are 2 things that make it really bad. Okay, Pigeon, shut the up. Speaking of derailing, I'm gonna give her a pap. Wait, hold on. There you go. Papped her. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there are 2 things that make it up. Okay, insistency and severity. To me, it's like, if somebody comes into chat and they're like, I feel like shit, my mom died, I don't think in and of itself that's f***ed up. If you keep spamming it, if you're insistent about it, I do think that's f***ed up. Because at that point, you're, like, very clearly trying to use your negative life experiences to, like, direct the course of the stream, you know? Also, if you're being, like, super descriptive or, like, really weird about it. Oh, and the biggest one is, like, making me feel like I have to respond. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's like, Vaush, I don't know what to do, because I have seen this happen from time to time. That dude, oh my god, I'm literally a gamer boy over here. Unfortunately, being a gamer boy who does live streaming means that every once in a while you're a self-help counselor, which I'm fine to do in, like, a generalized sense, don't get me wrong, but, like, hey, I don't know what to do right now. I can't talk you off the ledge, right? I'm just a guy. Please, oh my god, that's a lot to put on me. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, that's, yeah. Do you notice yourself caring less about the things you see in your emails? Nope, I still care as much. I just can't respond to all of them, you know? Which is one of the reasons it's, like, emotionally hard sometimes when people email me, like, very... look, I get so many messages or emails from people saying, like, you brought me out of the alt-right. The problem is, like, I get lots of messages like that. I used to be able to respond to all of them. Now I absolutely cannot. Or if I tried to, it would be, like, a considerable portion of every day that I have, you know? So it means as much to me, every one of them. But I no matter how much, you know, how many eyes are on me, I have a finite amount of time, the same amount of time. I will never get more minutes in a day, you know? That's just a constant. Yeah. On average, how many each week? I don't know. Hundreds? Anyway, look, the point that I'm getting at here is that the chick in chat here did nothing wrong. She was asked a question, she answered. The answer was a bit grim, but life can be a bit grim, you know? Her mom did something wrong though? Yes, her mom did make the choice to die, which was really up of her to do that to her daughter.
It's just, it's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me.
That's the XQC bit. Me too, man.
For a younger woman, my house burnt down, and my car got stolen. So I've been a little bit busy. That's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God, like,
The only like charity that I can offer this guy is I think there's a reasonable chance that he's like pretty emotionally fragile himself, and I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean that. I mean it means what it means. And one of the reasons he has this like grit your teeth and smile attitude towards his chat environment is because he's sent off like really easily. That does not excuse treating this chick like that at all. But that's I imagine that's why he's like this.
Like, you know, like if someone asks, like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going.
What you're talking about is just trauma dumping, though, no? Yes, I'm talking about trauma dumping. Oh, by the way, guys, a quick tip, because I see people f this up. Don't ever use the term trauma dumping when you're talking about your friends. People always misuse terminology. This is one of the worst iterations of that. Trauma dumping is when you do this shit to like a random person or to like a broader community. Doing it to a friend is just opening up to your friend. I'm being informed by my legal counsel to point out that there are instances where you can overburden your friends and, you know, rely on them for like pseudo therapy in a toxic fashion. I don't know if I'd use the term trauma dumping for that necessarily. Maybe more like overburdening. I think you'd have to use more delicate language because the circumstances can vary so much. Listen, the lesson is as follows, okay? Nobody is your therapist except for your therapist, okay? I'm going to hit you guys with some hard truth, all right? And then I'm going to bring it around, okay? Your thoughts and feelings are locked inside a bone box that nobody else can access. The ways in which you communicate them through language, body language, whatever else, can communicate just a shadow of what you actually think and feel, all right? Your problems at the end of the day, this is an up here thing. So rejoice, okay? Because constantly dumping all your negative emotional shit on friends, partners, family members will not actually help you, okay? Learn to practice like a responsible degree of openness where, you know, you share how you feel or you give people some info about yourself, even if they're a close friend that could maybe help them help you. But nobody's life has ever been improved by doing this like 24/7 infinite trauma dump on their friends, like in a purposeless sense. If you, because it does make your friends tired of you. It does, you know? It doesn't mean they're not your friends anymore. Just like, that's just not always a good thing to do, you know? A lot of people take it too far and it really taxes relationships and those relationships get strained and then they feel bad and it makes them feel worse and the depression worsens. You have to learn how to moderate that. All interactions you have with your friends and family are moderated by their personal limits, and those limits should always be respected, even if you feel really bad, you know? You know what I'm talking about, right? Oh yeah, that's another one too. Oh, last thing I'll say, okay? You ready for it? Critical one here, okay? Don't say, I'm sorry for doing that. Say, thank you for listening to me. Critical difference makes all the difference in the world, okay? If you've just spent an hour and a half emptying negative feelings on a friend, the last thing they want to hear from you is an apology. They don't care. It'll just make them feel worse. Don't do it. You're looking for absolution that doesn't exist. Stop it, okay? Say thank you. It'll make them feel better, and it'll make you feel better. There we go.
Going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it. That's it. I'm not trying to rip you a new ass.
Kind of did, though. What is this streamer's name? Didn't they make an apology video? I really want to see it. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting into the weeds here. What is the name of this streamer? Yeah, the damage control video or whatever. We found the body? Okay. The thing in the top left. We found the body. Interesting name. You know, looking it up on YouTube doesn't give me anything useful, really. I just see people reacting to it. Where's the apology video? Is it this? That's probably not it. Maybe he took it down. Well, where's the channel? I think it was on Twitter, then he deleted it. Man, really? Might be Twitch only? Critical is a video on it?
Right now, there's
the apology video.
Twitch, bro. It's so f***ing all Twitch streamers pull less than 5 viewers. So anything big on actually not been said
About this type of thing before.
Calling this an apology is a disservice.
This is not the first time that she's violated the expectation that people not share heavy news in my channel.
But then 12 hours later, he made an apology video and doubled down on everything from his initial Twitter clip.
Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will.
God damn. My man's doubling down. Holy shit.
being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch. The people that come to my channel often, they know this. They see it all the time. So that's something that I want to make sure everyone understands.
He directly blames her for violating his terms of service.
From having her argue in chat that she was, quote, just answering my question, even though she's been spoken to about this type of thing before.
Calling this an...
Oh, here's
Twitter,
the full video?
Good morning.
Okay, the full video is unlisted? Oh, well. Wow, that's quite the like to dislike ratio. Oh, it is that channel with 86 subs. Holy shit, this is... Wow. This person has certainly become main character of the day, I guess. Well, I'd feel bad, but I don't think my participation here is really going to affect the outcome of this.
I have something that I prepared, something that I've written down that I'd like to share with you guys. And it's right here on my screen, so if I'm, glancing from the camera down to the screen from time to time.
Holy shit, this was a prepared apology video? Like, he's doubling down after taking the time to write this down? This wasn't like a hasty record? Okay.
It's just because I'm following along with what I've written. For those of you that don't know me, my name is John, or Disgusting Piece of Shit, as some of you prefer to call me on Twitter. Either is fine. It's cool. On Twitch, my handle is We Found the Body. I've decided to make a video to address this whole situation regarding my reaction to someone's grief comments in my chat that have gained traction on Twitter, which is, why we're here, is why we're doing this. There's a few things that I'd like to make clear about the matter at hand. Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch.
Yeah, I guess my man's really committing to it. All right, well.
I also have a rather lengthy text command that appears frequently and explains this in my chat in words, maybe for anyone that doesn't have volume on or maybe is hearing impaired. Regulars know this information well. The people that come to my channel often, they know this. They see it all the time. So that's something that I want to make sure everyone understands. Secondly, the clip that this individual has provided was edited and chopped up to cut out a lot of the context and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. You've seen the edit, but what it doesn't show is that twice I didn't acknowledge her comments about the deceased family member on purpose. I read them to myself, but didn't react in depth in an attempt to simply avoid having the stream temporarily hijacked.
I think apparently her initial message, I think she just split her answering the question into 3 messages or something. I saw somebody talk about this apparently. No information is missing here.
This type of heavy, serious trauma commenting. It wasn't until the 3rd time that she brought it up in chat and expressed how horrible life has been that I reacted to it the way that I did. One very important detail that I think I should share is that this individual has been spoken to about this before.
We talked about this after your dad died.
This is not the first time that she's violated the expectation that people not share heavy news in my channel. Previously, she shared in my chat very personal, detailed, potentially triggering comments regarding a toxic relationship that she was involved in. And this was approximately a year and some months ago. And at that time...
Damn, you remember from that? Okay.
I did, in fact, let her know that I don't appreciate or entertain that type of commenting in my channel. Her and I met in Discord. We spoke privately and discussed her relationship situation as friendly acquaintances. And she expressed to me that she understood why I don't like that sort of thing being entered into my chat.
He talked privately with her about... Okay.
We had an understanding. The frustration you witnessed in that edited clip that she provided is a result of this expectation not being understood as I believed it was. The frustration from having her argue in chat that she was, quote, just answering my question, even though she's been spoken to about this type of thing before, and she knows full well, she was a streamer for a time, that this type of thing is most certainly frowned upon. Dude, I'm getting follows right now. From Joe JCKS. Bro Chacho, welcome to the channel, dude. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, maybe we should just, you know what? We're not going to cut this out. Let's one and done, I like to say. One and done. Where was I? Oh, yes. Thirdly. Oh, my 3rd point. Yes, I'm still counting the points. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. And this is where a lot of you are going to hate me more than you already do. It's not my job to take on people's grief or drama while I'm live. big or small, seemingly harmless or not. It's just not my job. It is my job, however, unfortunately, to have to repeatedly explain to specific individuals that they violated the channel rules and chat expectations to not share heavy, energy-changing news or drama in the chat.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I've watched enough. He just doesn't have empathy. That's the thing. He just sees this as a regular procedural, like, rules made, rules kept deal. It's just about, like, keeping an orderly environment. The idea that there might be, like, a mitigative circumstance here, or the idea that his behavior, no matter what rules he had, was wholly unacceptable. Like, those would only apply if he, like, I guess, like, felt empathy for what was going on. It just feels like he doesn't have a like an understanding that what he's saying here, like, his explanations don't do it. You know what I mean? It would be one thing if his response here was, like, very emotional and very, like, I just couldn't deal with it, because that would come across as a very human response. But this is, like, it's an indication that he doesn't even understand why people are upset with him. He seems to think people are upset with him because they think that he wasn't following through on existing rules. Like as though people are upset with him because they felt that he had not properly defined the rules of the space that he's constructed, when obviously that's not at all what people are upset with. You know, lacking in empathy doesn't necessarily make somebody a bad person. Hopefully he learns from this, I guess. But he's going to get, like, mega super hate attention here. So I don't know. It's not even an apology. Well, Godspeed, my man. Hopefully he has an opportunity to learn from this. That would be ideal, I guess. You know, having a critical video made on you definitely puts a colossal spotlight. I do think that, like, for somebody who does what feels like almost entirely drama content, I feel like critical spotlights are not the worst you can get. I guess my feelings on this are just, like, I'm so familiar with what it looks like when you get a spotlight from people like Sargon of Akkad or Keemstar that, I mean, I think Critical's a cool dude. You know, obviously he's got a huge audience, so even a cool dude, like, you know, he's invariably there's going to be a lot of shit thrown at you. But you know, I think his fans are generally on the good side when it comes to this type of content, that size of an audience. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe something gets learned here. All right, that's enough.